Yo, peace was good. Welcome to the None Store in my CD collection. This is part 16. Without further ado, let's start with the first album. First album is Busta Rhymes Genesis, released in 2001. Overall, in my opinion, this album sucks. I don't care what nobody says. This is when Busta Rhymes left Elektra Records, and he moved to the now defunct record label J Records, the same record label that had acts like Alicia Keys. When she dropped that first album, there was a song I think it was called "Songs in the A Minor," if I'm not mistaken. D'Angelo, the late great Luther Vandross and stuff like that. I don't know. I was just kind of disappointed with this album. I don't know. I guess because I'm used to like Busta Rhymes from the first four albums. You know what I mean? Like The Coming, When Disaster Strikes, Extinction Level Event, Anarchy. Because those first four albums, for one, had better production. The production on it was dope. I mean, to have Knots and DJ Scratch making your beats, I mean, you can never go wrong. I don't know, man. He was and he was lyrical too. Like his lyrics at the time, he was like in his prime, in my opinion. But it had a couple of decent tracks, like the "Shut 'Em Down" 2002. His play on Public Enemy's "Shut 'Em Down" single. Had a couple of decent tracks, but I wasn't too crazy about this album. Very disappointed. The last decent album I could say Busta Rhymes put out was what's that album called? The Big Bang Theory back in 2006. That was actually a pretty good album. But other than that, his later albums were hit or miss for me. Busta Rhymes Genesis, released in 2001. If you're a Busta Rhymes fan, I guess pick it up if you want to be a completist of some sort. But this album, no go. Then we got excuse me. It's kind of is ripped and shit. Xzibit's first album, At the Speed of Life, released in 1996. Excuse me. Very dope album, very slept on. In my opinion, this is Xzibit in his prime. Very solid, very dark. Like not grimy dark, but like hip hop dark. Had like a more like a cinematic feel to it, in my opinion. This is when Xzibit, he was really, he was down with alcoholics. He was part of the whole Liquid crew, and stuff like that. Very dope album. Known for songs like Paparazzi, The Foundation, Eyes May Shine. By the way, check out the Eyes May Shine remix with M.O.P. Man, fucking kills it. Havoc, his Havoc back in '96, man. That's all I gotta say. Very dope album. This is before Pit My Ride and all that shit. You know what I mean? If you're expecting that Xzibit, then you'll be highly disappointed. If you want to hear Xzibit actually rhyming, this is the album to cop. Very dope. Then we got Tupac's second album, Strictly For My Niggas, released in 1993. Overall, it's a good album. It's not his best, but it's not his worst. Another slept on album in his discography, but it's known for songs like Keep Your Head Up, or Hold Your Head Up. Keep Your Head Up. Yeah, Keep Your Head Up. Holla If You Hear Me. Love that song, Holla If You Hear Me. Like, if you have a system in your car and you play that shit, oh my god, that shit will bang. Hold Your what's out the song he was big on? That song was big. I Get Around, fucking love that song. The beat on that shit. Papa Song, which is another dope song. Overall, if you're a Tupac fan, you definitely should pick this up. This is before he was with Death Row Records. This is when he was like really, he was down with like Digital Underground. Like he was really, his roots with strictly with Digital Underground was like really strong on this album. You can tell by the production and shit like that. Very dope album. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. And we got Keith Murray's The Most Beautifullest Thing in the World, released in 1994. Very dope album. Fucking love this album. Yeah, this is a good album. Definitely one of the best songs to come out in '94. Known for songs like Get Lifted, The Most Beautifullest Thing in the World. I mean, production by Eric Sermon, and I think Redman too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Redman does a couple of things on this album. Very dope album. If you like Keith Murray, if you're a fan of Eric Sermon's mid 90s beats like I am, you'll definitely enjoy this album. Highly recommend it. Pick this shit up. Then we got Insane Clown Posse's first album, Carnival of Carnage, released in 1992. Like I said about Ringmaster, like I said, I was in the hardcore. I had a hardcore phase that was going on. Don't get me wrong, I like hardcore, but hardcore for me is hit or miss nowadays, especially nowadays. This album was very dated. It came out in '92. I don't know. This album was okay, but I can't listen to this album now. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. But if you like early '90s hip hop, if you're into like hardcore, you want to hear how ICP sounded back in the early '90s, this is an album to pick up. Carnival of Carnage, released in 1992. Then we got U.G.A.Z first album, Golden Orange Redemption, released in 1999. Very dope album, very slept on in my opinion. This album didn't really get a lot of praise when it came out. I think U.G.A.Z underrated as an MC, you know, because a lot of people kind of just, I don't want to shit on him, but just kind of like, you know, don't give him the props that they don't give him the credit like he deserves, because he could fucking rhyme. You know, he's known for his distinctive deep voice that a lot of people know him for. Known for songs like Bizarre, That's Gangsta, Rumble. That song Rumble is also featured on the Wu-Tang Shaolin Style, the PS1 game, which I used to have back in the day, but fucking lost that shit. Goes for Pretty Penny too. Very dope album, very dope video game. If you could get your hands on that album, that game, hold on to that shit, cause that shit is fucking dope, man. But anyways, very dope album, like it a lot. If you're a friend of Wu-Tang, definitely pick this shit up. In my opinion, his best album. Give it a chance. Definitely has like some distinctive production, experimental production by like RZA, True Master, but they're very dope. Highly recommend it. Pick it up if you can find it. Then we got Pharoahe's first album, Internal Affairs, released in 1999. Excuse me. Thank God I bought this album before, because when this album first came out, I kind of slept on it. I'm not gonna lie. I knew who Pharoahe was, and you know, with the Simon Says song, but you know, it wasn't like, oh my God, I have to go pick it up. But shout out to my nigga Kwame. He convinced me to get this album, and he's like, yo, go pick this up. You won't be disappointed. I remember he said like, if you pick this album and you don't like it, give it to me. So I was like, alright, let me go pick it up. I went to Music Factory down the Ave, which is no longer in business, sadly, and picked it up, man. And I don't regret picking this album up at all. Sadly, this album is actually out of print because of the Godzilla sample of Simon Says. Because of that, you know, it forcibly took the album off the shelves and stuff like that. So good luck finding this album. You're gonna be paying a pretty penny. In my opinion, his best album, in my opinion. I heard rumors that it was supposed to re-release this album. I don't know how true that is, but if it's true, fucking yo, you guys should pick it up. I'll pick it up just on the strength, you know what I mean? But this is the OG copy. Good luck finding this. You'll be paying a pretty penny for this album. Definitely his best album. This is when he right after the breakup of Organized Confusion. Very dope album. Highly recommended, man. Known for songs like Simon Says, The Light, which they have a video for. The Simon Says remix. I mean, tons of dope fucking songs on this album. Very, very dope. Highly recommended. Then we got UB40's Labor of Love, released in 1983. A classic reggae album. I know a lot of people shit on UB40 because let's keep it real, because you got some white singers in here, you got white members. But they all do their thing, man. I mean, it's a mix, you know, white and black members. UB40, they're from England. I believe they're from Birmingham, England, if I'm not mistaken. Very dope. The song was known for songs like Red Red Wine, was everybody knows that fucking song. Um, Johnny Too Bad, Cherry O Baby, fucking love this album, man. Rest in peace, my uncle, Orlando. He put me onto this fucking album, because he was a big reggae fan, like roots reggae. He was really big on that, and he actually put me onto this album. So I fucking love this album. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. Then we got Korn's first album, Korn, self-titled, released in 1994. Very dope album. Korn, you know, a lot of people like to say, they like to consider them like one of the innovators of nu metal. Nu metal, for those who don't know what that is, nu metal is like it is music that's like a mixture of rap and rock. Prime examples: Rage Against the Machine, Limp Bizkit, you know, shit like that. A lot of, especially it got really big back in the late '90s, particularly back in 1998, 1997, 99. You had cats, you know, rocking like you know, like football jerseys, shit like that, wearing the fitteds, you know, wearing their hats backwards and stuff like that. Baggy jeans, niggas rocking like the Jenko jeans. I know you guys remember that. But anyway, getting back to this album, very dope. You know, like when nu metal started coming out, a lot of purists, a lot of rock purists was kind of like shitting on nu metal, saying like, oh, it's not really real rock music, it's not really heavy metal, it's not real metal music and shit like that. But I mean, I feel what they're saying, but you know, I don't know. Some of that shit is entertaining. Slipknot, another form of nu metal, stuff like that. I could be wrong on that, but you guys know what I mean by nu metal. Yeah, very, very, very dope. Highly recommended. And speaking of nu metal, we got this album, Limp Bizkit's Significant Other, released in 1999. This is their second album. Very, very dope album. Known for songs like Nookie, and Together Now with Matman. Fucking love that song. One of Primo's illest beats. Very slept on beat. When that song came out, that song was in heavy rotation when it came out back in 1999. Very dope. This album, in my opinion, is the epitome of nu metal. When you think of nu metal, this is one of the albums to mention. Very solid. In my opinion, this and the first album, $3 Bill, y'all, is definitely their best album. Those two are their best albums. When they put out that bullshit, watered down, Chucky Starfish, hot dog water, that bullshit, I was like, I didn't really care for it, because around that time, you know, they got really commercialized, in my opinion. You know, not to say like they weren't commercialized on this album, because I believe this was like their highest selling album in their discography. If not, I think Hot Done, the Chucky Starfish, is their highest selling album. But around this time, you know, they was really they were all over MTV, you know what I mean? And this is the album that actually brought them out, you know what I mean? But very dope album. You could really feel 1999 on this album. When you put this album, you know, you think of FUBU jerseys, Jenko jeans, fitteds, when niggas was rocking fitteds, you know, not the oversized fitteds that niggas rock back now. You guys know what I mean. But highly recommend it. Pick it up. Let me see how much time I got left. Yeah, we still got some time. Busta Rhymes, When Disaster Strikes, released in 1997. This is his second album. Very dope album. This is right after he put out The Coming. This album I like, but to me it's not his best, but it's not his worst either. It's a good album. Like I said, his first 4 albums are my favorite. I would rate this as the fourth one that I like the most as far as like the first 4 albums. The Coming is my first favorite. Extinction Level Revenge my second favorite. Then Anarchy. Then this album. overall very dope. Known for songs like Dangerous, Put Your Eyes Where I Can See Them, songs like that. You know, those songs right there, classic songs. Definitely has some dope bangers. Got songs like what's the song? Things We Do for Money, for Money Part 1. Fucking love that song. One of Easy Mode Beats, illest beats. We Could Take It Outside with the whole Flip Mode Squad. That song right there, whew, I wish I had a video for that shit. Highly recommend it, man. If you're a fan of late 90s hip hop, highly recommend picking this album up. I know a lot of people like to say 1997 was a bad year for hip hop, you know, because of Biggie dying and the direction that hip hop was going at the time. But 97 actually has some dope album releases. You guys just need to look for them. I mean, Capone Nurga's first album, The War Report, oh my god. Common's One Day That'll Make Sense, No ID's Accept Yourself album. I mean, that shit, man, I could go on 97. But highly recommend it. Pick it up. Then we got Iron Man's first album, Ghostface Killah's Ghostface Killah's first album, Iron Man, released in 1996. My opinion, Ghostface Killah's best album. I like Supreme Clientele, but this album I like better because this album is Ghostface in his prime. He was hungry. The beats were dark. They were grimy. They were gritty. Ghostface in his rawest form. Known for songs like Daytona 500. All That I Got Is You, where he's dedicated to his mom and when he grew up and shit like that. Very dope video. Fucking love that song. Motherless Child, fucking love that song. This is one of the albums that I could play without skipping a track. That's how dope this album is. Highly recommended, man. This album, in my opinion, is a true sequel to Only Built for Cuban Links by Raekwon and Chef. This album would be like Only Built for Cuban Links. I like to compare it to like that movie Black Caesar. And this album would be Hell Up in Harlem, the sequel to Black Caesar. That's what I see from this album. That's just my opinion. Very dope album. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. Then we got M.O.P's fourth album, Warriorz, released in 2000. Classic album. Known for songs like Annie Up, which was a big song back in 2000. The remix is dope, but I like the original a little bit better. Dope video for it too. DR Period is a fucking beast. He needs to start putting out more shit out. He needs to start getting more placements. Cold as Ice, very dope song. Fucking love this album. M.O.P goes in this album. I mean, you could listen to this album without skipping a track. After that, the other albums they put out, they put out like Ghetto Warfare and Foundation. They were okay, but their first 4 albums are classics. Those are my favorite albums for M.O.P. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. Then we got Busta Rhymes' first album, The Comin', released in 1996. Classic album, another dope album. This album was a shock to everybody because a lot of people, when people thought of Busta Rhymes, people thought of Busta Rhymes like the wild, crazy MC that would always bodies people's features and stuff like that. And to this day, that's one thing I give about Busta. I give credit to Busta. When he's on somebody's track today, he's bodying that shit. He's fucking murdering that shit. I give him that. But this album, you know, you have to understand, around this time, Busta Rhymes, a lot of people didn't really take him serious because, you know, a lot of people thought of him as the eccentric, wild out dude, you know. A lot of people didn't think he would be able to carry an album by himself because he was only known for his features as far as like, and as well as his time with leaders of the new school. But when he put this album out, he shocked a lot of people. And he put out songs like Wuha Got You All in Check. Abandoned Ship with Rampage's cousin. What are the songs he put out with this album? It's a Party with Zane. Very dope album, man. It's like if you like, what should I say? A little bit of Tribes and M.O.P beats. If you like that style, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. Highly recommend it. Pick this album up. Classic album. Let me see how much time I got left. Alright, I could do a couple more. Then we got Matman's second album, Tical 2000, Judgement Day, released in 1998. Another dope album, very slept on in my opinion, very underrated. With this album, you know, he was going for like the more post-apocalyptic vibe to it, and you could tell, I mean, fucking dope, man. You know, he talked about the Illuminati before it got trendy. I say that because, you know, nowadays everybody's in the fucking Illuminati. If you're famous now, you're in the Illuminati. I mean, I think it's fucking stupid. But he was talking about the Illuminati in this album. But a lot of people it kind of went over people's heads. Now that everybody has the internet, now everybody is a fucking expert about this shit. And that kind of pisses me off. But anyways, getting back to this album, very dope. Known for songs like Judgment Day, the self-titled album, self-titled song. Dangerous Grounds, fucking love that song. I believe that was a single, but they never had a video for it. Breakups to Makeups with Mary J. Blige. Very, very, very dope album, man. Very dark. It's dope because like it has a variety. It has a variety. It has like the dark songs. It has like the party songs, like the radio friendly type songs, but they're not too radio friendly. This song has like a real grit to him. A lot of people's complaining about this album. There's a lot of skits, and I do agree with it, but they do work well with the songs and stuff like that because it has like a follow through. It has like a follow through with the next song that's about to play. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. Then we got Redman's third album, Muddy Waters, released in 1996. A lot of people like to say this is his best album. I have to agree. It's my favorite album out of the discography, as well, actually I should say this. His first three albums are my favorite albums from his first three are my favorite from Redman. But this album is a classic album. Known for songs like Whatever Man, Pick It Up, what's that song he did with K Solo, where he uses that one song by Just Size, I think it's called Latoya. I forgot the name of the song. I'll look for it right now actually. It's Like That, My Big Brother featuring K Solo. There's a video for that. Very dope album. By the way, I should say this. If you guys want to get into Redman, this is the album to start off with. The reason why I say that is because I would say his first album, What the Album, but I notice a lot of people today, they kind of like, especially that people that say they love 90s hip hop, they kind of stray away from like early 90s hip hop. You know, they kind of focus more on the mid 90s, like 94, 95, 96. They don't really give the early 90s or the late 90s a chance. The early 90s because a lot of people say it sounds too dated, or the late 90s because the whole Bad Boy invasion with as well as Rockefeller and Rough Riders and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, if you start from the first album, you see a transaction, you know what I mean? But anyways, very dope album, man. Highly recommend it. This should be in everybody's hip hop, everybody's collection, in my opinion. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. Definitely one of the best songs to come out in '96. Last but not least, of the video, last one on the show, is DMX's first album. It's Dark Hell Is Hot. Fucking classic album. Known for songs like Rough Rider Anthem. This Is How It's Going Down. I think that's what it's called. How It's Going Down. Excuse me. What's the other song it's known for? Get At Me Dog. where he filmed at the tunnel. I mean, this is a classic album, man. This is DMX. You know, when he was like borderline horrorcore. You know what I mean? He was considered hardcore. You know what I mean? Kind of wish X would go back to this style. You know, but I understand why he doesn't, because around this time, you know, he was doing a lot of drugs. You know, he was facing his demons and shit like that. But to me, this is DMX in his prime. His first two albums are my favorite. This and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, both classics in my opinion. Very dope album. Highly recommend it. And that's it. Stay tuned for more. Peace.